for the continuation of the evidence, Exhibit 3, RSC 2019-000337. This is our testimony regarding Exhibit 3, motion to reopen due to fraud upon the court. Okay, let's go down to Exhibit 3. Whoops. There. Okay, Exhibit 3 is expired declarations of reservations. Okay. And so let's go down to Exhibit 3. This thing's 175 pages long. We're just going to go through and make our testimony for the record concerning this in our comments about it. I have Mr. Belfort on the line. Okay, Exhibit 3, motion to reopen case due to newfound evidence and frauds brought upon this court. Okay, Exhibit 3 is a declaration of reservations that did expire in 2001, 20-year period. And so what we have this in here is a exhibit. We know that it expired, okay? And they were running it ever since, as they knew, at least back in 2005. I have documents by an attorney in there concerning that matter. And they kept running it the whole time, collecting the money and that. And then they came in around and
leading people's properties.
Well, we have at least 4 property lien things and collections inside the books and records that I have, and I believe that it's not all of the books and records, but this is the exhibit that was filed with the county. Okay, this is a copy, and it lays it all out. But what it is they went back and they voted this in a perpetuity through the attorney Gail Agnes Kern. And I just want to note that there is communications in there with the former vice president and Gail A. Kern attorneys that she was saying that Gail Agnes Kern was telling the vice president that they may not have the authority to even work on the road, and basically that they need to get something filed, and so they went around.
This is after they destroyed my property
twice. Yeah, and this whole thing is just been being run like it was a personal business, and no one ever checked the accounting, but yet they were coming after people and taking properties, and basically threatening. And I will say we haven't got to that yet, but I have a whole file, manila folder full of threat letters in there by the attorneys. Basically, you don't pay, we lien your property. So they're doing this stuff to everybody. Now they want to come around and say it doesn't exist, even though they voted a perpetuity in. And so when we bought the properties, we thought we had road maintenance, and we wanted that because we don't have the equipment to run those roads. And we thought, yes, we want that. It's not very much. At the time, it was $150, and then during that time, they went and ran it up to $187.50. I didn't do that. That's what they did. And now, when all this stuff, basically, when Mr. Belfort, when he asked for the checks, he already went through the court case, and sued him, and he beat him. But then all this stuff, and then he asked for the checks, and then they all want to resign. Okay, and so you look at the checks, it speaks for themselves. I mean, we just have the checks for 5 years, but there's enough in there to investigate it. And we've showed this to the sheriff and the district attorney of Washoe County, and they don't want to do anything about it. Okay, so we're left holding the bag. Meanwhile, they're up there rubber stamping the commissioners and everything else. They're rubber stamping subdivisions when we told the fire department, one of the fire chiefs, and sent this all to them, the criminal claims and everything, and told them that we're concerned about the emergency service access. But see, the state of Nevada and Washoe County are all profiting from this, and we're going to do a FOIA to find out how much money they got from it. They're blocking waterways over there, and I guess they get a free pass because it's them, and screw us on our title.
I know they gained at least $500,000 from that subdivision.
Okay, so the duration. So this is where it talks, subject to the assessments for ingress, egress, roadway, and utility purposes shown on the file division in a large parcels map. The reservation, covenant, conditions, and restriction of this declaration shall run with and bind the land and shall be effective for a term of 20 years from the date of this declaration is recorded. The reservation, conditions, covenants, restrictions contained herein may be amended at any time by an instrument executed by owners of 80% of the parcels in existence at the time of the amendment and shall continue to be effective as amended after each such amendment for the term above its prior. No amendment or revocation shall be effective until recorded in the office of county recorder. Okay, so, we're going to have to quiet title. Doesn't matter what happens, in the end, there's going to be a lawsuit for quiet title. Because I was sold defective title and Mr. Belfort was sold defective title. Okay, we have no road maintenance, and it's a safety concern, emergency, medical, and fire concerns, and these people are leaning on our rights and turning us in for Class C felonies. And then the Secretary of State's refusing to tell us who did it. And I'm pretty sure I know who did it. And so does Mr. Belfort. They basically have admitted it. Okay, you went and filed a perpetuity vote and voted all these votes in there, and then you want to say it doesn't exist, and then you're threatening us. Intimidations of whistleblowers while we're in court proceedings, threatening to bury us while having a firearm in your reach, and then later coming down to Winco and threatening us and intimidating us again when a current existing court case is going on. And the DA is acting in concert with this. Christopher J. Hicks, Washoe County District Attorney. And he's not doing anything about it. So I'm under continual threat. Okay, my father's old now, and I can't have him up there. He can't enjoy his property because of the threats going through the choke point down there, and the menacing and the threatening for harm. Okay, and you can't get a fire truck up there or medical. And so I'm under continual threat. I can't enjoy my property, nor can Mr. Belfort. And they're refusing to stop and correct. Okay, so this is the Declaration of Reservations. Now, they knew about this thing way back in 2005. I have it in the records, and there was a letter from an attorney. They ran it anyways. And then they come around and they voted into perpetuity. Okay, fraud is being committed, and these people that did this are responsible now for bringing those roads up to Washoe County grading code, and they're on the hook for the money to do it. I can't enjoy my property, and Washoe County is leaning on our rights, co-acting with the Secretary of State. They're leaning on our rights, and we can't enjoy our property. This is title fraud, period. And they're refusing to do anything about it. And they've damaged us so bad trying to get this cleaned up. They're on the hook, and there's a $5 million claim defaulted against them past 90 days. They're refusing to do anything about it. The insurance companies and everything, they're all involved. State Farm, the attorney's professional liability insurance for malpractice, and the county's insurance for their employees' dishonest acts. Okay, this is not going away. This is not going away. We're going to quiet title this in the end. So they think that we're going away. They better think twice. And you're on the hook for all the other 80 property owners that pretty much don't know what's going on with this. They have defective titles. And we're not going to put up with this. You're not going to come in there and take over and assess us money for those roads. We tried in good faith to get this straightened out. We tried to get the road work going. Then you threaten us with a Class C felony when you were running this thing in fraud. Any comments, Mr. Belfort?
It's beyond words at this point. The evidence just continues to pile up. We're discovering several new exhibits every week. You know, it's kind of sad.
Stand by.